de l'espionatge en Pegasus, alguns que ho sabem i uns quants de vosaltres que no ho sabeu i també ho sou, i ens explicarà una mica la perspectiva des del punt de vista saharaui. Gràcies, Mahjoub.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President, honored and distinguished members of this honorable House of the Catalan Parliament. Thank you for giving us this opportunity today to be among you and to speak to you. It is a very special day in the history of Western Sahara. I'm very happy to be here, but in the same time, this date coincides with a very sad historical date, 14 November, 49 years ago, when Spain decided to divide Western Sahara and hand it over to new occupiers, abandoning the territory without fulfilling its responsibilities to decolonize Western Sahara as set in the UN Charter and international law, leaving us facing brutal military occupation. And that is very same reason that I'm speaking to you here today. Without that decision, I would have been enjoying perhaps the best democracy in the global south, and I would not be a victim of Pegasus. I was spied on because of my human rights work, trying to defend the rights of the Sahrawi people to their fundamental right to self-determination, trying to expose the crimes against humanity and grave violations committed against Sahrawi civilians in the occupied territories of Western Sahara. Although I don't live in the occupied territories, I live in Belgium, and I was spied on in Belgium, which basically reflects the danger of such spywares, how cross-continental they are. Being a victim of spyware or Pegasus, in my case, have different kind of impacts. Impact on my psychological health itself, on how to live further, knowing that people with clearly bad intentions have access to my personal life, hold on massive data about me and my entourage, my colleagues, my family, and definitely will be using it against me with a goal to stop my human rights work and stop my activism to defend human rights globally. The other impact of the use of such technologies is not only on human rights defenders, but it has a major impact on democracies, even in Europe. And we have seen that taking place here in Catalonia, but we have seen that also in the European Parliament, referring here to the Morocco Gate. Without having access to mobile phones of MEPs, they most probably couldn't define or select which MEPs are easily bought or easily bribed. So the threat on democracy is very serious using the spywares, and that's something we need really to watch on and take action to prevent it from happening. Having said that, I will try to use my minutes very wisely. So I still have, until today, I have no access to remedy because there is a lack of regulation on the European level. I cannot access court to claim remedy or rectification because of that lack. There is also a lack of transparency on the EU level. That the fact that we have to come to know about Pegasus through a group of independent journalists from Forbidden Stories to break out their story is already a problem. That means that we need more transparency in our systems here in Europe to be able to access such information, and we are supposed to be protected by our governments from foreign interference, not the other way around. Being one of the victims, that doesn't make me exclusive victim, because we are here all victims and we are all responsible, and we need also to work all together to make sure these dangerous tools doesn't end up in the wrong hands. The hands definitely of authoritarian regimes, but also those that doesn't have human rights safeguards in place. As mentioned by Marwa, state accountability also is something missing, and we need to make sure that those states hosting this kind of enterprises who develop this kind of spywares need to be held accountable, and necessary measures need to be taken to prevent them from supporting that industry. So a global licensing procedures, audits, and due diligence should be put in place, and a comprehensive investigation needed on those proven to misuse this technology, especially against human rights defenders and civil society activists. Finally, I came here to call upon the Catalan Parliament, but Mr. President's speech gave me some relief and revived the hope, actually, toward a better future. There are really good politicians working on making the world a better place for people like us, but yeah, I will still call upon you to use all the available means within or provided to regional parliaments within the Lisbon Treaty to make sure that there is regulations within the EU, at least, and further globally, to protect people from the misuse of spywares. I also want to call upon you to help me get my data unused back. Also, to help me personally and victims like me to get my normal life back. I don't have it anymore. And finally, to make also sure that this doesn't happen to anyone any further. Thank you very much.
Gràcies, Mahjoub.